Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Aditi Joshi, and welcome to our set of videos talking about Voices of Innovation Europe. Our new book that's coming out talking about the new innovations that are coming out of Europe, talking through digital health, health systems, hospitals, and government programs. I'm really excited today to have my friend and colleague, Dr. Kimberly Noel, who has talked about Switzerland and how innovation is working there. And so I'm glad to have her here to give you a little glimpse about what her chapter will be like in Voices of Innovation. Hey, Kimberly.
Hi, and thank you for having me. Super excited to be
I'm
here.
obviously excited. But first, let's start out. Please tell me a little bit about yourself, your title, and exactly what your project was talking about.
Sure. So I'm Dr. Kimberly Noel. I'm the global lead of AI advocacy and digital health at Roche, representing medical affairs. And I've had the privilege for the last couple of years representing Roche in many of our different ecosystems in which pharma plays a huge role in promoting innovation. And so the chapter that I provided lent a little bit of insight into how we think about this cutting edge technologies, a lot of AI, thinking about how we prepare for the drugs of the future. So, little caveat on that from my part of the world.
Everyone is talking about AI all the time, and pharmaceuticals, have had quite a big amount of impact on healthcare, of course, not only medication, but on research and just having the ability to talk through like what are the new innovations that are part of it. In general, how do you see the AI discussion in pharmaceuticals in Europe being a bit different from the United States, where both of us are originally from?
I think that Europe holds a very important role in that it's pioneering the governance structures and notably the EU AI Act being the first and foremost authority on protecting rights. And so when we think about innovation, not at odds with governance, but in complement to governance, I think that it puts the onus on responsible AI from the get go. And so I think there's different aspects about Roche that make it very exciting. Being that we have Genentech in South San Francisco, we also have a commitment to continue to foster the latest technologies that the world has to offer. And so our initiative, Lab in a Loop, speaks to exactly that, that being able to think about how we focus on drug targeting, thinking about how we can be more efficient to make sure that the medicines that are most helpful for the greatest populations of people are developed faster with less inefficiencies and running experiments 24/7. That is a huge advantage of being able to leverage AI.
That's really great. Excuse me. So I completely agree. I think there's a lot of interesting work that's being happening within AI. And so just as a little last thing, what do you think in general, what is the one innovation that will change or has changed Europe from your perspective?
Well, I would say for me, and I think I'm speaking as a clinician, when I think about AI transcription and revolutionizing the doctor patient relationship, being able to really have doctors focus on the patient and not work on notes and the administrative burden of medicine is by far the innovation that has the greatest impact, I think, in the past year. Because you see unprecedented amounts of adoption because it's solving a true pain point. It's not esoteric for those clinicians that are able to just get the job done. And that's what AI should promise us to do is make our lives easier. And I think what was interesting is that you have universities in Europe, like in Louvain-la-Neuve, which had the first electronic medical record embedded with AI even before Stanford. And so you see unprecedented AI activity that's done mindfully, respectfully of patient rights, and yet still progress being pushed forward. Now, the unparalleled amounts of investments in AI that happens in the US is something not to shy away from because there are going to be huge leaps and bounds in what the technology will be able to do with the right kind of financial investments. But I think the part that moves me as a clinician is what are the thoughtful innovations that really improve the doctor patient relationship, or at least things that help the patient have better outcomes. And that's something that you see immediately when it's done well. And so that's the innovation I talk about.
the actual practical, this is what actually works for us and seeing it real time. It's actually really exciting. And we both agree that that probably is what makes all of this so fascinating compared to some of the other innovations that we might have seen. Thank you, Kimberly, for being here. For all our listeners, make sure you go find Voices of Innovation Europe, read it, read about Kimberly's chapter and all of the great innovations that are coming out of Europe. Thanks for coming, Kimberly, and I'm excited for everyone to read your chapter also.